Hello. I'd like to say hello and good evening, and so would Silky. We're here in Cindy's Creative Cards, and I'm Cindy. It is September the 28th. It is 7 o'clock, and we are here to make a Halloween card. So, Silky, you go in there, and let's get ready. Now, I want to tell you first about who I'm making these cards for because you're going to see two tonight. And this is for a special group of children. Um, the amazing meal for warrior heroes fighting big battles. And they are a group of children who are fighting cancers of all kinds. Um, a lot of them are fighting cancer of the brainstem, which is inoperable. So I have made it my mission and encourage others to also help in making cards to send to these children. This is something that really brightens their day, and sometimes they don't have that or have anything to do that. So if you could help, I would be so appreciative, and I would really welcome your help in doing that. So tonight we're making cards for them. Now also it's going to there's going to be a World Card Making Day, and that is going to be October the 1st. And on that day, Stampin' Up is going to be holding an event that is free for all people, whoever is interested, to join in and watch their demonstrations. They're going to be teaching some new techniques. They're going to be making some cards. And if you want to know more about it, you can contact me or sign up for my newsletter, and you'll find all the information you need there. On that day, their event starts at 4 o'clock. But at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be making cards for the amazing kids. And if you're interested, I will send out to you all of the measurements and the materials that you would need to make cards with me. So you can make cards for the kids too. If you sign up for my email, like I just said, the address is there where you would send them, and all the information you need is right there. So here we go. Let's make some cards. When I first started this, I ended up having, hello, Susan. It's so nice to see you. And Bill, it's nice to see you here too. When I first did this, I made the card and I was so pleased with it. And then I realized, well, the cat punch is retired. And the set that I got the bats from happens to be retired. So then I said, okay, there's got to be another way to do this. So then I started pulling in information from my books, from my annual catalog and my mini catalog, and I found something that will work. So here's the card I made initially and the inside. So I have one card made for the kids. And now I'm going to pull in all of the bits and pieces for the next card. Now, before we get started, I'm going to show you what I chose to make this with. This is with the Cottage Wreaths stamp set and the Country Wreaths dies. They're a bundle which can be purchased by itself, or it can be purchased together as a bundle, and you can save 10%. And it is in the annual catalog, the Cottage Wreaths. Let's see, is it the catalog? No, it's the mini catalog. Well, yep, right here. The Cottage Wreaths and the die it can be purchased as a bundle here. It's $52. Now you can buy them separately. The stamp set for $19 and the dies for $39. The paper that goes with this, which we're going to be using, the orange papers, is the Gingham Cottage Designer Series papers, and they have all different colors for different times of the year. But we're going to be using the orange, which is pumpkin pie. Then, in addition to that, we are going to be using the Hello Harvest stamp set because of this pumpkin. We're going to be using and making a pumpkin instead of a cat. Okay, this is in the mini catalog on page 50. It also comes in a bundle, and we'll be using both, no, just the dies, the rustic pumpkin dies. Let's see, I think that's all for this set. And then what we'll be doing is in this mini catalog, we're going to be, in the annual catalog, we're going to be using the Alphabest set, the punch, and then we're going to be using this set to create the letters to form our words. And the last thing we'll be using is a layering circles die. As you can see here, there is a circle here, the cat setting, and it creates a silhouette. That is from the layering circle dies. So let's get started. So first of all, what we're going to do, here's this designer series paper. We're going to be using this designer series paper and this pumpkin check. And we're also going to be using the Perfectly Pencil DSP. And it has black and white patterns of several designs. And they're very, very pretty. On the opposite side are leaves and flowers. A lot of people use this and color it in to create a card. But I've been using it for the black and white, which is what we're going to be doing with the stripe across. So let's get started with the basic steps here. I'm looking for, here it is. This is what I was missing. All right. This is the set that I created for the cat and then realized that it was outdated. So it's got all of my measurements on here. So we're using this basic pumpkin pie cardstock. This is cut at 5.5. It's 8.5 inches long, and it's scored at 4 1/4. The next thing we have is the black cardstock, which we are going to be adhering now as a mat. And I'm going to take this out. This is so it won't get messed up. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. Now I'm going to glue this down. Well, if my glue will come out. Let's see. Sometimes this gets dried at the end, just like the Tombow glue. But it takes just a second, and then you're able to get it going again. Well, it is Obviously got a clog, but here it comes. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down, measure an equal distance around, and then I have got a piece. Now this is that black and pumpkin pie gingham, but I just turned it over. Let's see. I'm going to have this at 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to, and I'm going to glue this down too. And the reason I have turned it over to use the other side of this is because we have another piece that we will be putting this side up. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down. Okay, so the next piece is the black mat for this gingham, and it's 4 by 2 3/4. And I am going to glue this piece, which happens to be 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. Is that right? 2 3. Wait a minute, that can't be right. This is 4 by 2, 3 3/4, and this is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. That's correct. And all of these measurements will be in my blog when it is posted with the tutorial by Sunday. Hopefully tomorrow, but I need to give myself a little bit of time. Alrighty. So now we have this piece. This piece is then going to be glued down like this. And you see the black pieces, edges match up. Hi, Susan. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining in. Okay, I'm gluing this one down. Right here. All right, next piece is going to be 2 1/2 by 4 1/2, and it's the black mat. And then this piece will be glued on top, and this is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. You see those pretty flowers? The name of the paper set that I'm using at the moment, Susan, is the Perfectly Penciled DSP. The one with the checks is Gingham Cottage. Okay. Now, we've got that down. Now, we're going to place this down. I'm going to put it over just a little bit like that, where it overlaps and hangs off. I'm sorry if I sound a little congested tonight. I am, as a matter of fact. Congested, it is that time of year. And I'm going to push that up just a little bit. All right, there we go. Now, we've got the major pieces down. What we're going to do now is we're going to take these circles. Now, out of this layering circles dies, and I'm looking for it because I want to show you which one I used here. I used the largest one for the black mat, and I used the next to the largest for the white. You are so welcome. Okay. We're going to go ahead and glue down the white. And I'm leaving a little space around the edge because I know that's going to be the matting. Now, I'm going to then, I'm running low on glue. I'm going to have to fill it up again. It goes fast when you're working on cards all the time. Okay, I'm going to place this where the circle is hanging off just a bit. You see how there's just this space here? I'm going to make sure that these corners can be seen, but that is about the same distance there. Okay, now there's a little trick with this pumpkin. This pumpkin does not have any kind of demarcation or imprints, I guess I should say, to show that it is pumpkin-y. Let me show you on the stamp set, it has these lines that show the different sections of the pumpkin. So I have gotten my tool here that has a sort of like a ball on the end of this, so it won't pierce the paper, but it will make a mark. And so I'm going to follow this guideline here. And I'm going to start here, and this is my clue. First of all, I'm just going to go around and down to the center one, and I cannot see very well. And then again, I'm going to come from here and go down to here, and from here to there. Now I'm going to make a few little places on the stem. Okay, that will just give it some kind of depth instead of just being flat. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it does make it look a little more pumpkin-y. So we're going to put our pumpkin about right there. Now we're going to have a space under here because this has built up. And I am going to take a piece of scrap pieces. I had some laying here, but I seem to have lost them. Pieces of paper here, and I'm going to build this pumpkin up. Okay, it's going to hang down like that. So I'm going to need probably like that. Let's see. Yes, that will work. So I just need to I'm going to glue another piece on, and I'm going to glue another piece on, and then I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to cut all of them at once into the same shape. This is a really good way also of building up and giving dimension to your cards when you don't have any of the dimensionals available. Okay, and I'm just going to glue it down right there. But that will make it lie flat here. Oops. I'm sorry, nope, what, Susan? I don't. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here, and it lies flat now, and I'm going to then put glue on the rest of my pumpkin. And I'm going to slide that up to make sure that it fits there. I'm sorry you can't see the detail. Can you see it when I hold it? Well, I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. It looks better. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to put on these little spiders that I cut out. Now, this comes from the Cottage Wreaths dies, which is a really cool stamp set because you can do fall with acorns and the leaves, Halloween with the spider and this scary wreath that you can add things to. And then Christmas, that looks like pine and a bow. Any color would work for whatever you're doing it for. And it's got Boo for Halloween, Merry Christmas, of course, for the holiday, Grateful for Thanksgiving, and Hello, just because. And some people just make life better. Okay, so then I decided that these spiders need to be creepy and crawling here about on the pumpkin, and maybe one up like that. So I stamped and cut them out with the die cut. I guess I should say die cutter. The stamping, embossing, and can never say that right. The embossing and die cutting machine. Okay, there you go. Now we got our spiders. So we're hoping that looks a little scary and creepy. The next thing I did is I stamped my letters from the Alphabest stamp set, and I chose to write EEK, E-E-K. On this one, I wrote Boo. After I stamped, I punched it out with this punch. Now, this punch has a name, and I am going to have to, where did I put my catalogs? Right up under here. I will look here and see what our punch is. Let me look up Alphabest. It's not in here. All right, let's look in the mini. Now, I know. I did see these. Now, that is a concerning. There it is, right there. I think I'm losing my mind. The Alphabest Punch and Stamp Bundle. It is an Alphabest Best Label Punch. The Best Label Punch. Okay, so Now that we got that straight, then I'm going to decide exactly where I want to place my letters here. I know they're going to be right here. There we go. We can do it just like that. I'm going to put glue on the bottom half. That would be what I do. And about in the middle between this side and the edge of the circle here. And I'm going to do this one next. And I'm going to glue it toward the top, put glue on the top part. And I'm going to put it down so it's about the same space as the E. And now I'm going to put this one in the center in between. Okay. There we go. Now, I like the cats best, but the pumpkin works in a pinch. Okay, so next we would open this card up, and I am going to use 2 pieces of cardstock. This is 5 by 3 3/4, I believe. No, that's what this one is. So this one is 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to stick this one down to this black mat. And then we're going to paste this one down. Not paste, we're gluing. Paste would not work very well for this. It would not last very long at all. You are welcome, Susan. I'm so happy that I happened to pick something that you just ordered. All right, so there we go. Now, I'm not going to glue my spider down yet because I want to put Happy Halloween here. And on, let's see, on, I'm trying to find Happy Halloween. Okay, it is in Sparkle of the Season. There's one here, and this one's retired. And I thought I had one that said Happy Halloween. Hang on a second. Can you turn that down, Bill? Okay, so I'm going to use this one. Now, I did search back in all of my old woodblock stamps sets from long ago that I inherited. And I did find a Happy Halloween in it. However, I like this one better. You know, a lot of people like to get rid of their retired stamp sets. And I don't, because I love to go back through them, and I often use them. So the danger in that is exactly what I'm doing right now, is I'm using a retired stamp, and you're not going to be able to get it. Okay, there we go. Happy Halloween. And then I'm going to put that spider right there. Okay. There. Okay, he's creepy crawling across the page. So we have our spider Halloween card. And we're wishing a little kid happy Halloween. So, what do you think about that one? I need to package these up and mail them out. Now, I wondered when I was doing this one if I shouldn't have put the jack-o'-lantern eyes and nose and mouth. I think that would really probably enhance it. I didn't have a stamp for that, and so I'd have to cut out those little pieces. But I wanted to show you at least an option. So there we have it. And we're all set and ready to mail them out, except for one thing, an envelope. You got to have an envelope. Now, I'm going to have to move this, so hang on. I don't want to make you dizzy. Okay, so the way you do the envelope, I'm going to take a scrap piece of the gingham cardstock. Okay, I'm going to use a scrap piece. No, looks like I'm going to have to get a big piece and cut it down. And slide this to the side. I've got my other card pieces right here at the top. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to just cut a piece that is the width of the flap of the envelope. So which is going to be about like that. So let me slide it over. Just having a time here. Everything's... And I'm going to give myself just a little extra room. And I'm going to show you how I do this. I've had a lot of people to ask me this, and it is really so simple. So you take your envelope, and I've cut a piece that will cover this. Now that little part that's sticking out right there, we're going to cut off. They didn't line that up very well in the factory. And I'm glad I thought of this. I do not like to use glue because the glue shows through on the back of that flap. I'd rather use my tape. So let me get this rolling. So I go along the edges as close to the edge as I can. And I'm this is the tricky part, the one right here. You don't want to go over that crease because you don't want sticky stuff on your envelope itself, but you do want it close enough that you're going to make sure that the paper sticks down and doesn't come off. So I'm going to now place this down close to that crease as I can get, but I am not going to go over it because if you do, it's not going to bend. So then I turn it over and I trim it. And I'm trying to see through here to get rid of this extra that is hanging off of the edge of the flap. There's a bit of adhesive. Okay. So now we have the back of our envelope decorated. And when you send that, it really is nice looking. So there we go. It works for that one as well. So we have the 2 cards. If you have the the cat punch and some bats, you could definitely do that. And if you'd like to put the eyes and the nose and the jack-o'-lantern mouth, I think that would really look nice too. But either way, we've got 2 cards ready to go. And the most time that it takes to do this is cutting out the little pieces, die cutting them. And of course, measuring your pieces to mat them. But it really is a simple card and a very attractive card, I think. So I thank you for joining me. I have had a blast. Um, a little discombobulated tonight, I'm afraid, because I've got so much gunk in my head. It seems to be swelling against my brain. But anyway, I'm so thankful that you were here, Susan, and anyone else who joined in or who will join in on the replay. I do want to say that if you need a catalog, whether it be an annual catalog or a mini catalog, I will be very happy to send you one. Just contact me and I will get it out in the mail. Also, if you need a demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. So you can also contact me by email at cindyscreativecards@gmail.com. All of my contact information is on my Facebook page in the About section. As well, don't forget that I do post directions for my tutorials on my blog, and it should be there by the weekend. If not tomorrow, I'm hoping it will be there tomorrow. Thanks for joining in, and I hope you have a great day and a great evening wherever you happen to be. And I will see you next Wednesday when we make something else pretty fantastic. See you later. Dream, create, and share. Bye-bye.